Hi, guys. Welcome back and happy Wednesday night. All right, guys. So we're back to talk about the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Well, technically, season three reunion part one, which we thought we were only getting one part of the reunion based off of a conversation that we had with one of the cast members. Now it turns out we're getting three parts. I don't know if they did that because they wanted to kind of teeter on the fact of, are we getting Jen Shah in the one-on-one? Are we not? Just in case, do we still make it three parts? Do we have enough? I'm so confused. But what I do know is tonight we got the first part. Last week we sort of got a break, and Jason and I are back to mention it all. I mean, we're gonna break this down because I was very shocked by how they were able to hold the reunion with only four ladies and then bring on the friends up. But we're going to get into it. So before we do, if you guys haven't already, go ahead, smash that like button. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. And with that, let's welcome Jason. Oh, and then I have something else to say. Hi, can I say my something else?
Yeah, say you're something else because I have something to kind of call you out on.
Oh, okay. So our something else is, guys, thank you so much for joining us tonight. As you know, we've been talking about this for a couple weeks now. Tomorrow, Jason and I are getting the keys to our new house, so we will be moving and getting everything ready for that. It's been quite the journey. We've been doing this since May, so tomorrow is that big day, and that is the only reason we are not doing a 12 p.m. Salt Lake City recap.
Yes.
Jesus Christ, why am I so nervous? What are you about to call me out on?
Because I don't recap Salt Lake City with you. There's
Oh,
reasons for this. And then
okay.
you put on me at like 6 p.m. this evening. Oh yeah, we're going live tonight. I'm like, what the hell? I haven't even watched most of the season. I mean, I have, but I haven't,
You don't have to watch most of the season to get through a reunion,
And let
girl.
me tell you why. Not with Salt Lake City, because out of 12 episodes or whatever they had before, 17 and previous seasons, Salt Lake City, the season, and Salt Lake City, the reunion, are two different beasts. And I feel like the reunion is always better than the show, which is great for us to watch when we are watching the reunion, but not great for the show itself.
But Jason, at the beginning, when we heard that it was only going to be one part for the reunion, we weren't surprised. But now hearing it's going to be three parts, first of all, I'm like, where the fuck are you getting three parts? But second off, if you can manage it, wow. What were your thoughts?
I mean, I thought there's a lot of questions, okay? Because Whitney starts out with that she feels she's been gaslit this whole season. When Whitney, we're with you, girl. Like, listen, I'll get into that in a second. But we're with you because I feel like I was gaslit the whole season by trying to believe
Oh,
anything Heather
God,
Gay
here we
said
go.
about her black eye. When we know exactly what happened, if anyone
You
has the
shady
internet.
bitch.
No, but I'm just saying, like, it was good. I thought the ladies held it well. Exceptionally well. I thought the friends came on. The friends all have a mission, right? They want a spot. They want a snowflake.
Yeah.
But I just, I find them horribly boring. So
Yeah. No, well, yeah, we'll get into that in a second because they were brought on super early for what I thought friends should be brought on the reunion, but I think it kind of makes sense because I don't know how much of a reunion we actually have.
it's true.
Even when they say, part two of like they didn't say the final part of the reunion, they say part two of the reunion, and I'm like, if you're bringing out the husbands in part two, the fuck is part three going to be?
Is there like another? I thought we weren't allowed to say the F word on this channel. You really got to, you got to lay out these rules, Heather.
No,
Like, I
we
really
are
need to
putting
know.
this
Like, tell
also
me the
on the
story you want.
podcast.
No, look, I just, uh, where do you go after the husbands? Because even the husbands, like, it looks a little fun, but it looks a little weak. Like, what else are we going to talk about? Unless they have some footage that they haven't shown us, or they have something else to reveal that is
Yeah.
going to be some kind of, crazy admission to something or whatever. But man, we're still dealing with old things, especially between Meredith and Lisa. And I have found myself in recent episodes, maybe this season, kind of losing a lot of respect for Lisa Barlow. And I really do like her.
Okay, so before we get into every single situation and scenario, I think that the best way for us to do this would be to pick apart per housewife. So, since we're talking about Lisa Barlow, let's kind of like jump in right here. For Lisa Barlow, me personally, I feel like she had a lot of heat on her this year.
Okay.
We had the SEC filing. We had people bringing up her husband not working. We had people attacking your character, your family life, everything, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
However, it's really hard for me to feel any sort of sympathy, empathy towards you when you have a hot mic moment. And I understand that Lisa Barlow keeps coming out and she's like, well, get over it. It was one moment. I get that. I
Adam,
personally,
everything Lisa Barlow is complaining about happening to her and everything you have just mentioned that's happened to her in this season, she did in literally 3 sentences on a hot mic. Okay.
well,
And
and
she
that's my
feels like she
point.
should be forgiven for that. But no one said these things about her. No
Can
one. And the things she alluded to
Yeah.
also were like a little.
Well,
If
I
you're a
mean, you
friend for
said
so
that,
many years,
listen,
like who
you
says
said
that?
that Meredith slept with half of New York. You said that her and her husband, they can't own a home because they don't have jobs. They're constantly moving. Their whole family's fake as fuck. Like,
And
it
if you're
was,
talking about half of New York, you're putting 4 million innocent people who haven't slept with Meredith Marks, into this
I
scenario
mean, but
too.
if they
So,
had, then good for them.
I mean, hey, I don't want to be
Listen,
mad
my whole
if I was
point here
straight.
is for Lisa Barlow, I'm going to bring this to something that feels a little bit more personal, and I don't have to call out any names, but Jason and I had a friend over the past course of our relationship who also tried to spread mistruths. And it took me finding out about that. I don't even need you to elaborate on it. God forbid I heard you on a hot mic moment. If I and we heard a recording, which is even worse. We heard a
Yeah, that is
recording of
worse.
you spreading lies, right? So I guess that would be the equivalent to a hot mic moment when you're not on reality TV. But my whole point is like, you're dead to me. It's like legit. The Hills, so cliche. I want to forgive you and I want to forget you. You are at that point, there is no trust. I don't trust you. I don't trust you around my family. I don't trust you being in my inner closest circles. I don't trust you that you're not going to go on national television and talk shit about me and my family. I just don't
Yeah.
trust you. So for Lisa Barlow, like, she minimalizes the hell out of it. And I don't necessarily understand because it's so minimalistic or minimalized what she said about Meredith. But now that we're talking about her in the SEC filing and we're talking about her and her husband and all of these other things, well, then that's
Right.
not minimalized. That is on,
No,
I
100%.
think,
And I feel like she is brushing it off a little bit. I just watching it back. I really like Lisa. You know what I mean? Like I really do. I admire her as a businesswoman. I admire her as a hustler. I think she is a phenomenal hustler, and I love what she's teaching her children. However, this situation kind of makes me think like, do you not remember? Because that hot mic moment was enough for all of us to be like, girl, that is your friend that you've had for a long time, a best friend, someone you've always called your best friend. And now with social media popping up with things, Lisa has a lot of questionable relationships too. Like her and John are friends with or follow someone on social media who just posed with Angie K at a fashion show with a White Lives Matter shirt. This is not the first questionable relationship Lisa Barlow has had. Is Lisa Barlow accountable for all of the things that her friends or people she knows does? No, not
but then hold
necessarily.
on. Then I want to
But like,
defend her in that case too, because does she have to be accountable for those people? Because we've also had
no,
friends in the past that
no.
have done
But it's not the
questionable things.
first. But it's
Okay.
not the first friend. You know what I mean?
Well,
This is
we've
like the
had friends who
third.
have done things and we've lopped off multiple friends.
This is true. This is true. I just wish, like when Andy asked Meredith, because Meredith said, I felt like there was something wrong with Lisa. She wasn't acting normal. And he said to Meredith, like, did you reach out to Lisa? Did you call her? I'm like, did Lisa reach out to you after the hot mic moment? Did she try to make it right over and over and over again until you can make it right? Because once trust is broken in a friendship, especially friendship that they claimed they had that was so close, it's really hard to get back to that point, right?
Yeah.
So it's like Lisa should, after that moment, and if you guys want to go back and listen to it again, it's pretty harsh. I would be begging over and over again if that relationship meant something to me.
Well, and then if you think about it too, you have Lisa and Meredith, and at the end of the day, man, this is so hard, but it's really not. And I had I've had great conversations with Lisa Barlow. Obviously, we know that Lisa Barlow sent us the Vita Tequila. She's been nothing but sweet.
Dude, and I don't question anything she does with Vita Tequila. This woman is amazing. She has been in the tequila game for a very long time.
She's a workhorse.
As she taught me on my own channel. You know,
Mhm.
she's like, hold on, let me tell you what I know about tequila, where I started it, how I designed this bottle, you know, how much work I put into this. I admire her for that. I'm talking about in this specific friendship. It's really hard to come back from this, especially when you're alluding now to people popping pills. And now we have this is a new allegation. The SEC thing
You want to
is
talk about pills?
the SEC thing is public knowledge. This is something anybody can find out. Popping pills, that's another thing that you should have put in the hot mic moment and left it there and not brought up again.
And then you're saying ketamine? Girl.
Wait, Super K? Did you hear all of them talk about like, oh yeah, Super K?
Oh,
Everyone
like you
knows
should
it.
know.
I don't fucking know it.
I don't know
What the hell? Who knows what that is?
I mean, listen, we were the two worst gays in West Hollywood. Like, people would tell us, like, did you try that white girl? And I'm like, no, bitch, I'm gay. And they're like, no, girl, the white girl. I'm like, I don't know what the white girl is. But then it would be like, did you go hook up with Molly? I don't know that bitch. I've been telling you guys the whole time, I don't know her. And then it's like, have you seen ketamine? And I'm like, no, but usually I leave at like 10 p.m. and I don't catch the drag shows. Like, I don't know who these people are. So when she's saying ketamine and you're naming things and she's like nonchalant, like, I don't know, like ketamine or something, or like shrooms or whatever. And then Meredith is like, okay, so was it ketamine or was it shrooms? But for her, it's like, I see Lisa has put herself in a very vulnerable position in the sense that you're either going to deliver the full message and say what you know or hold back and don't say it. Because then when you start dropping things like ketamine and shrooms, you know something. But then you look silly because then Meredith is like, bitch, say it. And then you're not saying it because you don't want to throw somebody under the bus, which makes you in question. And then you have Meredith over here, which I love Meredith. But this whole situation, I'm not mad at Meredith. Even when they did the Whitney Meredith back and forth over the whole, you know, jazz seats, whatever, and her hooking up with someone, Meredith still said, I heard favors. She didn't. However you want to interpret that, based off of the editing that we got, it wasn't alluding to sexual favors. She didn't say sexual favors. And there are many people who are in business that do favors in order to get different things in different stores.
This
For example,
cast specifically, though, and I know a lot of other casts are also guilty of this, definitely allude to a lot more when they say stuff like that. They're like, I've heard she does favors. Yeah, I'm sure she probably like drops a few cases of Vita for this company just so she can get in at Park City for Sundance. She's the queen of Sundance. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure, of course, like favors are given and taken in the hospitality industry, not favors on your knees with your mouth. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like hospitality
depends
favors.
where you work, though. Jason's
This is
worked in
true.
some questionable, favorable places.
I was in the circus, girl. You could not even fathom what happened at the circus, which is a whole lot of nothing except hard work and performance. But which you could allude to many things if you wanted to. You see what I mean? I don't know. Lost in translation here. Lost in translation. And it just gets worse and worse as you bring people into the situation about the jazz tickets and John Barlow and Lisa. Listen, when Angie Harrington was saying that John Barlow was so out of control that security had to come down, I didn't believe a word she was fucking saying. John Barlow? Please, getting kicked out of a Utah Jazz game or getting escorted because he was out of control. Do better. Tell your husband to choose a different handle on Instagram.
Can I say really quick before we get super like, I guess, like into the friends of it all, you were very annoyed
with
Heather Gay.
I'm very annoyed with Heather Gay.
Can you tell us why?
I can tell you exactly why, but I don't.
Please also be mindful that like we're not the only ones on here.
Right. Okay. I'm really pissed because, you know, as Whitney sat down, maybe we're going to find out why Whitney is sitting right next to Andy. Maybe it's to balance the blondes, at the front right next to Andy or something. But Whitney, had a story this season, which I think she kind of didn't want to share the rest of it, which I don't blame her. Whitney has been so vulnerable in the past with her relationship with her father and dealing with everything like that. I don't think she needed to necessarily share another family story for a storyline. But she does question this black eye thing. And I'm so sick of this black eye thing because Whitney said, I felt like I was gaslit all season. So did the viewers, because the viewers aren't stupid. Okay. Like you can say that, okay, you watch Housewives or you spend a lot of time watching Bravo. What a waste of time. Yeah. But it's a pastime. It's a guilty pleasure, but we're not stupid. Okay. You know what happened with your black eye. You got effed up. You passed out, you hit something, you're in a legal battle, you're in a legal case, which I will not mention, also public record, by the way. You do not want this to get out because you will look like not the person you want to look like. If that kind of makes sense, you need to look like a responsible person in this litigation and legal thing that you're in. So of course you're going to be like,
speculation though.
It's speculation. Listen, it's all allegedly because I've heard this from multiple people. Also, if you have the internet, people, so easy just to type in people's names. It really is at this point. But come on, girl. Like you saw what happened. You saw what I always say, you saw out of one eye for sure. No one punched you. You had a bad night. You had too much, and you cannot say what happened because of certain situations that you're probably in your personal life. That's exactly what happened. But to go in this carousel of round and round and round of like, I don't know, but it could have been this, it could have been that. I saw Jen grab a wig. Heather was there. Meredith was there. I don't know. Possibly. I thought I did, but I'm not sure. Like we keep going in these circles and it's just really exhausting for all of us. Like the fact that there was an investigation open and nothing was found. It's just circle after circle, and she can't keep her story straight.
So to be fair,
he was right about
piggyback off of what you're saying here too is like with them doing the investigation, but then also you saying like, well, I don't know. Like, I don't know what producers were around that night. And then like, I agreed with Lisa Barlow when she says like, this is so dangerous. Like there are producers there. There are people there. There are cameramen there at night. Now everyone is a suspect because you're not telling us what you know. And then also, even in this episode, based off of the conversations that we've had with now 3 people, we've heard that it was not Jen Shah, which is like, even if it were to be Jen Shah, I would be like, girl, you don't get to just punch people in the face.
No one gets to punch people in the face.
Like I would honestly,
no one gets to do that.
Yeah, you don't just like listen. There are so many things. Like I get pissed off a lot. I don't get to just punch someone in the face. You have to like swallow that shit.
Well, the fact is she's protecting right now. You see Heather protecting herself, and it's kind of plainly obvious if you watch this, oh, I don't know. I mean, I do know, but I'm not going to tell you. It's like, okay, in the confessional, you say one thing. In one scene in an episode, you say another thing. And now sitting here at the reunion, you're saying another thing. Yeah. The Fight Club. Yeah. Come on. Like there was nothing Fight Club about it.
No, but
you're protecting yourself.
To be fair too, like the whole, when Andy starts asking the questions about Jen Shah, like, do you think it was her? Do you, like, I don't know. I don't want to answer. Honestly, I blacked out. So what you're saying now is you almost the way, and I hate this shit. I really hate this shit. I love Heather Gay. Hate this shit. When you
I don't know if I've ever like truly loved Heather Gay on the show.
What?
But that's just me. I don't know if I've ever truly loved Heather Gay on the show. And I can't believe I'm saying
honestly,
that.
I've always loved Heather Gay on the show. But in this moment, I'm looking at you and I'm like, what I don't like is you're doing one of those things of, if it comes out that I fell, I'm safe. And nobody will be mad at me because I said I didn't know. But if it, like, if I'm alluding to something and it could have been one of my cast members and it never comes out, then I gave you good TV. So it's like we're trying to have the best of both worlds. But what I don't like is the same thing that you said at the beginning of this is like, after we went through an entire pandemic, viewers stayed at home. They watched Bravo. They rewatched Hulu, Netflix, Amazon, all of these fucking shows. And then when you're watching them,
even if you didn't rewatch these shows or you spent time during the pandemic, people aren't that easily influenced. Well, I mean, I take that back. Maybe some are, but to believe this, it's like, come on,
Hey,
come
you
on.
don't interrupt me.
Hey, you're making me do a live in my bedroom because we have no
Oh
space
my
in this
God, you only
damn
have
place
2 more sleeps in that bedroom.
because we're moving and we have a studio we're building out, guys, by the way, which we can't wait to show you. Which I was not, this was not planned. I told you my last live was Anchor Watch last night and you're making me do
You
this,
look
but I
really
love this.
nice.
Thank you. Well, listen, there's people in the chat. I love reading their comments. There's people we know, so it makes it worth it.
Then shut the hell up and let us talk.
All right, you shut up. Tell me exactly what you think. You know who the only time listen, if Jen's guilty of everything or anything of everything, if she's guilty of anything, she's admitted it. And if she's guilty of another thing, it's pouring champagne on Angie K. Wrong move. Okay.
So before we get into the Angie K of it all, I wanted to ask, what did you think of this set? I liked it personally.
Ridiculous.
Really?
Okay, so you're doing here's the thing. It seemed very kind of like old age, like, you know, old gargoyle, like French Catholic, maybe like destructed church. That's not like the Mormon kind of church. I get what they were doing, sure, but this was not, you know, a Kathy Hilton's house set. That's for sure.
Why would
I liked
Heather
last year's
Gay,
set.
why
And I
would
love the
Heather-
entrance on the Sprinter van. Sorry, I'm not interrupting you anymore. Damn it, I'm not interrupting you, I promise.
Why am I so white?
Because you're white, girl. That's exactly.
Why? Okay. Why did Heather Gay say that she was caught up in litigation with the Mormon Church? What do you think they'd be suing her over?
No idea. No idea. I have no idea. I don't even know if that's true. I know she's in litigation probably for other things, but I have no idea. As a Mormon, former Mormon, I have not been excommunicated. I have not asked for my records to be deleted or wiped or whatever they do. I really don't know. Is it because you're saying things about the Mormon Church in a book called Bad Mormon? You're not the first, you know, so I don't know exactly what that would be.
Yeah.
Maybe, you know.
If you were a Real Housewife of Salt Lake City, who do you think you would be?
I don't know. Because I could be.
You have 10 seconds to name out. 10, 9, 8.
God,
7,
I think I'm going to say Whitney.
6. Whitney!
That is not Whitney, girl. That's Whitney, like, after
Whitney.
she killed her husband in like 50 years. Okay.
Whitney,
that is not Whitney.
This is Jason as a housewife. He is Whitney Baskin.
Listen, who would I love to be? I mean, I think Meredith is fabulous. I love Lisa is great for this show, you know, but who I think I would probably be is Whitney, which means I would have no storyline this season.
Why?
Why what?
Do you have to do that?
Do what? I'm just being honest.
We're trying to sit over here and kiss Whitney's ass, and then you say
Whitney,
shit like this.
Whitney's not going anywhere.
I'm so happy.
Look at season 1, Whitney. Look at season 2,
lucky,
Whitney.
You're lucky we're not on a live anymore because these are the things that I talk about.
I'm just saying, Whitney is going to be around. If she has one season where we don't necessarily get like the oomph of Whitney, you still like. I like her. She has that kind of like, I don't know, like fire under her, you know. Especially when she gets drunk and she brings shit up she shouldn't. Like,
so what do you think about the
Jazz
3
tickets?
What do you think about the 3 friends of?
There are 3?
Angie Harrington, Angie K, and Dana Banana.
Oh yeah. Angie, okay. Listen. It's hard to really understand like where to put Angie K, right? Because she came in as like one side of the fence, and then now she's on the other side of the fence, and she, as Meredith said, allegedly she's been trying to get on the show for 3 years. That reads. Mm-hmm. On the flip side of that, she's really good. She's really good at it's like she jumped right in. It's like she's had practice. She's been in rehearsal. You know, she's the understudy. The lead is done. She's coming in from stage left, and she's going to take her stage. And I think she's done a good job of putting herself in the center of what she needs to. I don't like things that we've seen popping up about her recently. Dana,
Banana.
I have no time for. Does
Really?
anybody? Yeah, not at all.
Are you mad at the fact that they cut her
No.
her last scene, her final scene with Jen?
No, you could have cut her the whole season.
Okay.
Do you not think that?
No, listen, first of all, it's not me who's in question. It's you. So
okay, Dana,
I want to know why.
Thank you for showing up. This is not Halloween, you know, so this is a reunion. So A. B, you don't live in Salt Lake. You don't live near Salt Lake. The Tule or Tuala or whatever, that's very far from Salt Lake, okay? If you own 2 houses there and someone else is renting, I'm not defending Jen, but a lot of the women rent. Lisa, Meredith, Jen, I don't know who else. They all rent houses, right? If you own 2 properties in Tula or wherever it is in Utah that is not Salt Lake, that's good for you. Other than that, I don't know. We didn't need her because for her to go at Jen like that, which I thought, great moment, right? But you haven't been around for 2 seasons. You haven't been listening to her.
So it felt like
you weren't there in the Sprinter van when the FBI showed up. You weren't there when, you weren't there. So for you to be that amped up about something, there's no buildup. You just like kind of
no
climaxed.
rhyme or reason.
Yeah. Angie Harrington, I'm kind of like iffy on, right? Like I like her, but I'm not sure. How do you feel about Angie Harrington? Because I kind of like her.
I don't know. You look really nice tonight.
Thank you. You're very kind. You're just saying that because I'm staying up late to do this with you.
No, you look like you have like a nice face.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Angie Harrington looks like she has a nice face too. But we didn't know her husband had this account, which is crazy. Now, Angie Harrington said to Lisa, I believe she said in the reunion that she should know something about social media because a lot of people had said and have said that Lisa owns the account Housewives of SLC. I think that's been kind of proven, if I'm not mistaken. Didn't Dana Wilkie do something on that?
God, Dana Wilkie.
So
I mean, listen, when it comes to our newbies, we're hearing that for the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City going into the new season, that they're looking to cast 3 new housewives, and we're hearing that all 3 friends of are going to be out. I wouldn't be shocked, guys.
I wouldn't be shocked. I just, like I said, and I don't know if it's popular opinion, and I'm so sorry, but Angie K, I feel like she stepped in. She stepped into a moment. Angie Harrington seems like she's trying a little too hard, and Dana, like we didn't need, so I almost feel sorry for her.
Yeah. Well, since we at least got through the whole part of that we feel sorry for some of the friends, we didn't have an entirely big sort of reunion part 1. But by the way, guys, hold on really quick. We have these other women filming right now in Marrakesh, Morocco. That's a big deal. We just got through the first week of the Grizzlies being in prison. Maybe not that big of a deal.
We didn't get through it. They got through their first week in prison.
We're only 2 weeks away from Vanderpump Rules and the Real Housewives of New Jersey. And the women of Miami arrived today and yesterday in New York City to film the reunion. So we have a lot of shit coming up. So
we have a lot of shit. No, I don't. Listen, I felt, and I want to go back to the reunion really quick.
If he's not going to let me talk, then just get me off the screen. I don't need
to be here. Is this bitch crazy? Is she crazy? Is she crazy? We're talking about a reunion, not Jersey and Vanderpump Rules and whatever the hell you're talking about.
I don't need to be here with her.
What I'm going to say, if anyone has solidified their spots, we cannot have a show. We cannot have Salt Lake City without Meredith, without Heather, without Whitney, without Lisa. I feel like Whitney still has a lot left in her to offer us. As she did the first 2 seasons, she was like literally the star. She still is. You should have seen her at BravoCon. She's a star. Like she's fun. She's fun to be around. I can relate because she's my age. Yeah, Whitney. You can't have a show. These 4 women. What I want to see, though, is where do Lisa and Meredith go from here? But that's it. Okay, I'll let you go back to like your exit.
I'm calling Meredith.
Okay, and I'm gonna call Vanderpump Rules and ask if they're paying you to mention their show every 5 minutes.
I don't know what I did to you, but I'll take a Pinot Grigio.
Okay, that's cute.
All right, guys.
I heard you're a pill popper.
Were people doing coke in your bathroom?
No, okay. No.
We could do Bravo all day. All right, guys. No, seriously though. Thank you to everyone. Tonight was a little bit shorter, obviously. Almost 300 in the room. Thank you. We appreciate you. We're keeping it a little bit shorter because tomorrow we are on a mission.
We're on a
gonna
mission.
film. Yeah, we're gonna film most of it, but tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the rest of this weekend, it's gonna be a little bit strange, but we will be trying to post as much as possible, and we are going to keep you up to speed on our whole move. But in the meantime, don't forget to go over to Hot Messy Podcast YouTube channel, check that out. Make sure you vote in the polls, and if you want to just listen to the podcast, of course, go over to anywhere you get your podcast and listen to Hot Messy Podcast. And make sure to give it a 5-star review rating. Oh,
I think you should be doing like an after show of all the reunions, just not with me. I love these. I love when you can get on live like right after it happens. She's not doing this to me. Is she doing this to me? I'm trying to sit here and like help this person out, right? And it's late and she's doing this on camera. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't even want to be here.
You don't want to be here? Girl, I was on live
I'm not
until
talking
like
to you.
12:50. Who the hell are you talking to?
You.
The wall, the cat, the dog?
I'm not even getting paid enough for this.
I think you should do an after show for reunions. I think this is fun, and you should take callers next time because I think it's fun. Like, we just watched it. Let's talk about it and then do a recap the next day with like Ryan or
Do you have one of these matching blue cups?
I do. I did that on purpose.
Oh, great. Can you go fill it up with a nice cold glass? Shut the hell up, and who gives a shit?
I'll fill it up with a whole bunch of melatonin so you go to sleep real quickly tonight.
Not melatonin. Okay, are we done?
I'm just saying, where's Mary Cosby? Someone just said that in the chat, and it got me excited. Like, is she one of the new ones? Or are there too many skeletons in the closet? Because that's what people forget when they do these shows. You know?
Leah Mabry said, yes, Adam, Jason is wrong.
Okay. A, learn to read. B, I'm just kidding. This was fun. I had more fun than I thought I would have. I was really tired coming into this, so this is great.
Yeah, you really pressed on my nerves.
I think someone on the cast has to start merch. Tickets, BJs for tickets or tickets for BJs, something like that. It would be great. Let's sell that. Can we put that in the store?
Yes. Watch. Yeah. I'll be the one who does it. It'll be like this. Hey, everyone. Do you want tickets? Do you want BJs? Well, hold on. Step on, step on in, step on, and come over here.
Step on, guys.
For BJs. No? Okay. All right. My whole point is, can I just
You're about to be escorted out by security.
All right.
Utah Jazz security is about to kick your ass
Brian
out.
Scott Patterson said, I feel like angry sex is on the cards for you two tonight. No. Okay, girl. Cute, fun.
Just
all right,
angry
guys,
sleep.
No, and all kidding aside, we are getting ready to go to bed. This has been another fun video live recap episode, all of the things. So thank you guys so much. If you're listening to this on the podcast, make sure you drop a 5-star review, rating, anything. Just let us know that you love it. And then if you're on YouTube, do the like, the subscribe,
do the
like, but also bell.
Do the comment and let us know what you thought. And let us. I'm just trying to help a sister out. I'm just trying to help her out. I'm trying to help her out. I'm trying to help her out, and she's doing this. If you're watching the replay, leave a comment and let us know what you're looking forward to in the next episode and whose team you were on this episode. I know no one was on Heather's team in her black eye story. I know that. We were going in roundabouts. It's like driving around in London over and over and over and over again. It's crazy. Crazy, Heather. Should I leave?
Are you done? Are we done? Fucking A. We love you guys. Good
We
night.
love you guys.
Happy Thursday. Happy Wednesday. Happy Friday. Happy fucking who gives